Question. Could you explain why the sages ruled that we are not allowed on the Temple Mount? Okay, so the Temple Mount is in a specific point over there is the RABBI is where the Kodesh Kodashim was. And the Kodesh Kodashim were not allowed to be there. Anybody that's there while they're tameh, it's din karet. It's a death penalty. So since there is certainly a likelihood of somebody being in the if they go to that place, being in the place that they're forbidden from being. Therefore, it is it's too much of a risk to have any Jew there, and because it would be a din karet, it would be it's like telling a person to jump off of a mountain in hopes that they survive. It's just unnecessary risk. So this is one of the big reasons of why all of the Chachamim across the board, from the past generations to the current generations, have all agreed that Jewish people should not go to Har HaBayit. There's simply unnecessary risk of being there spiritually. Furthermore, there's also a risk physically, since unfortunately the anti-Semites, both from the lefty liberal Jews as well as the Arab terrorists, are in essence in control of both the law and the land in that area. Any Jew that goes over there is subjecting themselves to physical risk, where it's very possible that their existence over there can create animosity and even violence, and you only live this particular life one time. You don't get a second chance at the same life. So it's again another unnecessary risk. So there's literally a life risk of going over there, and unfortunately, anytime that Jews go over there, there's always some type of tension. Sometimes the tension is coming from the terrorists that are from the Arabs. Sometimes the terrorism is or the danger is coming from the Zionist police officers that are beating the life out of whoever actually went up there. So it's certainly a unnecessary risk. I know that there are some people that say that it's okay to go there, and they even insist on going there, but that means they're going against Gdolei Ador. All of the Gdolim have spoken out against it. It's not allowed. In fact, Rav Yitzchak Yosef Sheikhye, in the book that we, the Yalkut Yosef edition that we did together, as a project together with the organization of Bezrat Hashem that we've been distributing here in Florida, the one part of it is about honoring your parents, and the other part of it is about the laws of Har HaBayit and why we're not allowed to go over there. And he spoke out against it many times, of certain Jews, even some that consider themselves religious, that go all against the Gdolim and go on Har HaBayit. And one of the things that a person should always remember, and it's actually one of the lessons that Moshe Rabbeinu teaches us here in this parasha, where he tells us that provide yourselves men who are wise, insightful, knowledgeable according to the tribes, and appoint them as heads. Here Chazal teaches is Moshe Rabbeinu is telling us that we must be led by Talmidei Chachamim, by Torah scholars, not by politicians and not by people that are businessmen, but rather by Talmidei Chachamim. If your shul, your Jewish community, is being led by businessmen, by Amei Aratzot, by people that are not Torah scholars, you are already in jeopardy of literally losing everything, because those people don't know what the real law is, and they're going to do things according to their likings, according to their understanding, which is more times than not against the Torah. And needless to say, many times these are the same type of people that tell people to go to Har HaBayit, like that guy Ben Shapiro went up to Har HaBayit. Against Gdolei Ador, he went to Har HaBayit. Some politician that's there, Ben Gvir, he says he wants to go to Har HaBayit against Gdolei Ador. Same concept of how these types of Amei Aratzot also tell people that they can only have specific type of Torah being taught to their community. So if somebody speaks the truth, like what you've heard today, they're not going to allow somebody like me into their community. They're not going to allow somebody like me to have an audience of 1,000 people in their synagogue. Not because a single word that I say is false, but rather because every single one of these words is a rebuke to those very same leaders that make gold their priority and Torah something that's insignificant. Take leadership to their head and make them think that they know more than Torah scholars. So this is exactly what Moshe Rabbeinu is warning us against having these board of directors that are comprised of Amei Haaretz, people that are not Torah scholars, don't really know anything, or at the very least they don't have Da'at Torah. Even if they know how to keep Shabbat, doesn't mean they have no Da'at Torah. Even if somebody's a speaker for 50 years, doesn't mean they have Da'at Torah. And that's one of the things that people need to know. Da'at Torah is not something you buy in a store. It's not something you have a price for. Da'at Torah is something that requires an enormous amount of toil and a more enormous amount of sacrifice. And this is not something that's easy to get. And many times you have different communities, especially synagogues and even sometimes yeshivot, being led by people that don't really have anywhere near Da'at Torah. And this is a risk to the community at large. In fact, the Chidah, Alav Shalom, about 250 years ago, said that Judaism declared bankruptcy when the synagogues started to be run by a board of directors, because the board of directors are typically people that either donate the most or simply are the most influential in the community, but not because of their Torah knowledge. And that's in essence, what he's saying is that that's a bankruptcy for Judaism. When you're being led by regular people, not Torah scholars, you're being misled. And sometimes people hear, oh no, but you can go to RABBI because such and such said it. If such and such is bigger than Gedolei Ador, that would mean that he's Moshe Rabbeinu. If he's Moshe Rabbeinu, listen to him. If he's not, run away from him. Run away from him. And that's again, it's one of the things that people don't understand. Rabbi Akiva said, Am Yisrael is like a dove. Why like a dove? Because a dove, in order for it to go from one place to another, it needs its wings. It needs its wings. In fact, the dove is the only bird that can fly with even one single wing. One wing. It could fly. What's the wings? The wings are Gdolei Ador. So in the previous generation, we had two wings. We were able to fly. They took us where we needed to go. We were able to prosper. We were able to build. We were able to sanctify Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. Put the Talmud, put the Mishnah, put the Zohar, put the Shulchan Aruch, put the Kabbalah, put everything in front of people. Now, Baruch Hashem, we have less Gdolim, but we still have, at the very least, we still have one wing. And that's enough to lead Am Yisrael. But if you don't have any wings, Am Yisrael without any wings is a dead bird. Am Yisrael without Gdolei Ador is not Am Yisrael anymore. So that's the thing that people need to and must understand. We listen to Da'at Torah. That's what has been the wings for Am Yisrael. If you're listening to something that's against Da'at Torah, you're going against the Torah.